If you've ever suffered from fear of public speaking or stage fright, this video is for you. I'm Melissa Bohr-Jacobson, confident life coach and hypnotherapist, and I have helped countless clients be freed of unwanted issues like fear of public speaking, as well as other fears, phobias, anxiety, panic attacks, and more. And if you're new to my channel, now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time I post a new video on this channel. And if you have any questions or comments about this video or any other questions about what I do, feel free to post that comment or that question in the chat below, because I'm always in those comments and I will answer you right away. Now, today's video is actually part of a 3-part free course that I created a few years ago. And if you would like to have access to the other 2 videos that are part of that free course, I provided a link in the description. Just click on that link and you will be emailed those other 2 videos. So let's get started so you can start learning how to overcome fear of public speaking and stage fright right now.
Free yourself from stage fright. So before we get started, let me tell you, first of all, stage fright is not your fault. And not only that, this one's going to really surprise you. Stage fright really doesn't exist. I know, like, what is she talking about? What do you mean stage fright doesn't exist? It's really scary and it's really real. But yes, it is scary and it feels really real, but it's not stage fright. It's actually something that is really amazing in our body called adrenaline. So in today's training video, we're going to get under the hood a little bit and we're going to find out exactly what is this stuff in our body called adrenaline that can make or break us. And we're going to learn as part of this 3-part training series just how we can use adrenaline to empower you to be as confident as you can possibly be, not only in your singing, your speaking, your performing, your auditioning, most importantly, in your life. The biology of adrenaline, because the first thing that we want to do to get over our stage fright is to get under the hood, as I like to say a little bit, and find out what the origin of this thing we call stage fright, anxiety, tension, fear, terror. We have all these names for this thing that happens to us when we have to do something that is stressful to us. And the truth is that, as I said in the intro, stage fright is actually a misnomer, and it's really not stage fright at all, but it's really actually a wonderful substance in our body at work, and that substance is called adrenaline. So let's find out a little bit more about this biology of adrenaline. So I like to call adrenaline the superhero hormone or the superhero system, and here's why. Because adrenaline makes you faster, smarter, and stronger. These are all good things, of course. But this wonderful system in our body, adrenaline, it originates in a very ancient part of our brain where we have something called the fight or flight response. And this is something that we've had, an ancient, very ancient instinct that we've had since prehistoric times. The purpose of this fight or flight syndrome or fight or flight response is to help us survive. So back in the day when we were all like this little character here, cavemen and women, we didn't have structures to, we didn't necessarily have shelter. We had a lot of threats and a lot of predators and life-threatening situations. So we have this instinct from our ancient origins to help us protect ourselves. And it's a very, very powerful response. And we're going to find out in a few minutes what it does to us physiologically in our bodies. But nowadays, even though we have these hopefully nice places where we can shelter and we feel a little bit safer maybe than we did in ancient times. The truth is our body and our brain know that we're really still pretty vulnerable. So that fight or flight process, that fight or flight response has not changed at all since the dawn of humankind. And it is still triggered by anything that we perceive as a stress, perceived as stress or a perceived threat. And our brain and our body do not distinguish a saber-toothed tiger jumping out from the jungle to eat us and a stressful situation like having to get up and sing in front of an audience or speak in front of an audience or karaoke night or whatever the case may be. It responds in exactly the same way as it would if we were in a life-threatening situation. Now, an audience is a particularly interesting situation. When we're in front of an audience and in front of all those eyeballs, that fight or flight response is triggered because our natural instinct is to perceive all of those people, all those eyeballs looking at us as, of course, a threat. So that response is triggered. So again, important events that are important to you, that stress you out, your body protects you and perceives those events as a threat, and it responds with that fight or flight response. Now, all of this, of course, is run by our boss, better known as our brain. There he is with his cell phone running the whole show. And when we have an important event that's a stressful or life-threatening event, the brain and the body respond in exactly the same way. The brain sends a signal to the adrenal system, and the adrenal system responds by secreting what I call a superhero cocktail into our bloodstream. And in that cocktail is a combination of noradrenaline, cortisol, and adrenaline itself. And this goes into our bloodstream and is delivered throughout our body within milliseconds, not even seconds. It's almost instantaneous. Now, let's talk about the benefits of the delivery of this superhero cocktail. What does this do for us physiologically? Well, our breathing rate quickens. Our lungs are more efficient and they bring more oxygen into your body. The blood in your digestive system is rerouted to your muscles, and this makes you physically stronger. But this is also a reason why you shouldn't eat before a performance, within 2 hours of a performance, because there is no digestion going on in your stomach. Our pupils dilate, so you actually see better and you are more aware. Your reflexes and your impulses are tremendously sharpened, and your perception of pain actually disappears completely, and your immune system temporarily improves. I think you can kind of see the awe in my face and the amazement, and you can probably understand why I call this the superhero system. Now, adrenaline, the superhero cocktail that we call adrenaline, is a substance that our body is absorbing. And with most substances that our body absorbs, we tend to get some side effects. So why do we have side effects, especially side effects of adrenaline? These side effects, the purpose of these side effects is to let the body and the brain communicate. So when we feel these side effects, the body is actually sending a signal to the brain that the various parts of our body have received that superhero cocktail that the bloodstream has delivered to us. So let's see, maybe you recognize some of these side effects. They're pretty common. Let's see. How about shortness of breath? Dry mouth? Maybe you feel a little bit restless when you have adrenaline in your system. Perhaps you have a jittery feeling. Sweaty palms. Shaky legs. Sound familiar? Trembling knees or shaky knees. Pounding heart, that's a big one for me. And this is another favorite of mine, butterflies in my stomach. And some people even experience some nausea. So let's talk about what we've learned in this video training today. We've learned the origins of the superhero hormone, adrenaline. We've also learned that what we commonly call stage fright, anxiety, or nerves is actually not that at all. It's actually the side effects of adrenaline. We've learned that this superhero hormone, adrenaline, is actually really beneficial. It makes us faster, smarter, and stronger. We've talked a little bit about the side effects of these superhero hormones and why do we have these side effects. And as we discussed, the purpose of the side effects is for your body to communicate with your brain and let your brain know that it has received this very important adrenaline substance that makes you into a temporary superhero. So, now that you understand the biology of adrenaline, in our next training, we're really going to get down to the nitty-gritty and we're going to talk about just exactly why I have the nerve to call stage fright a myth. It really is a myth, and in this next training video, you're not going to want to miss it because you're going to learn not only why I call stage fright a myth, but we're also going to learn what we can do to take the power of adrenaline and empower us to be more confident as singers, performers, speakers, and in our lives.
I hope that you enjoyed this content today about how to overcome stage fright and get over fear of public speaking. Make sure that you click the link in the description so that you can receive the other 2 videos that go with this series. And if you enjoyed the content today, make sure to give me a like or a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this content, make sure you share that with them as well. This is Melissa Bohr Jacobson, Confident Life Coaching and Hypnotherapy.